Now then guys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today we're going to be talking about something I've been thinking about now for a while. I recently sat down and started getting into American football, started playing Madden, and I noticed when I loaded it up and I started playing it, when you're going through the options, that there's just a lot more there than what we have with FIFA. I did the same when I played the NHL game. When I loaded that up and I was playing around with the settings, I noticed exactly the same scenario. Now, actually, NHL had a little bit more depth to it than any other EA sports title I've seen, to be honest with you. Mightily impressed with it. But anyway, when I'm playing Madden, I'm already noticing that I have one option that was really interesting to me, and that is being able to pick a gameplay style of simulation. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't played these games enough. These could be absolutely trash. They might not actually feel like simulation. People might bash them, but I've just find it really weird because with FIFA 22 or just FIFA in general throughout the years, they're always trying to please several different crowds. The main three probably being the pro players, the casual online players, and then the career mode guys, us guys that are very much on our own. There's a little niche corner of FIFA that love career mode. And the big issue with that is that they have just a one-size-fits-all kind of gameplay style, and that's their mindset. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to have one gameplay that, if we're being honest with ourselves from a career mode standpoint, gets progressively worse as the year goes on. I don't know if that's because they're trying to make it more accessible for competitive play or online. I understand there's an esports scene, but what really baffles me is there's an esports scene and there's this online competitive mindset with FIFA. How do we only have one gameplay mode? And this is just something that's dawned on me over time of how, like, for me, when the game got released, I was pretty happy with the gameplay. From a career mode standpoint, I thought the gameplay was pretty decent. Yes, there was a few things that were a bit easier to do, maybe like long shots, and there were a few things in the game that were still not great, but I felt like it was better than where we are now. As someone who tweaks sliders as the gameplay evolves, my biggest issue is the tweaking this year has been absolutely ridiculous because the gameplay has just changed so much from the start that it's very difficult to find a happy balance. And I still just don't understand how we don't just have a simulation offline gameplay mode or gameplay styled, we'll call it. So the game style for online, I get it. It needs to be faster. It needs to be more punchy. I've got nothing against that. I completely understand that for online, it has to play different. And if you're playing offline and you're playing career mode and you want it to play like online, I believe you should have that option to do that. But you should also have the option to play more simulation where the referees are going to be more strict. And the thing is when I'm looking at Madden and I'm looking at the sliders, because we use some sliders that I found on the internet from Operation Sports, which was very good, I'm noticing the sliders in there for penalties, what we would call fouls. There's sliders in there for all manner of stuff, for how quickly a player grows or how slowly, for how good the players are that come through, to what contracts and stuff like that. And NBA 2K has had that for a long time as well, yet we're sat in our little corner, our little FIFA corner, where we don't have any of that. In fact, the sliders for FIFA have been the same now forever. Like, they've not improved. Now, that might be the case for Madden as well. I don't know that, but at the end of the day, if you can implement this kind of stuff into your other sports titles, why are we not having it implemented now into FIFA? And it needs to happen. Like, they need to do this, or else the split player base that they've got, because I don't actually believe that right now they're pleasing everybody. In fact, I'm not sure if they're pleasing anybody. I think at this stage, you play FIFA because there only is FIFA in reality, and we love the sport of football. But in general, no one's really happy with where the gameplay is at. That is what I get from watching people playing Ultimate Team, that they're in the same boat. So I don't know. Give me your opinions, of course, how you think the gameplay stacked up this year. But for me, on a personal standpoint, creating content around the game all year, it's been a fight. It's been a fight to get the gameplay where we want it to be entertaining, but to still feel realistic and somewhat of a challenge. And I imagine that that's not the easiest task for EA, but having 2 different or 3 different, I believe it's 3 on Madden and 4 on NHL, styles of play would be huge in helping ease that, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. You guys might think differently, but that's how I see it. I definitely think these changes need to be made, hopefully in the future, because FIFA is not going to be by itself forever. And there are other football titles coming out, and who knows what's going to happen. No one knows what the future holds. And of course, it's most likely not going to be called FIFA anymore either. So hopefully this is something they can implement, but we'll see over time. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for sitting and chilling through this video. I hope you're all good. Make sure to smash a like on this video, as well as hit and subscribe for more career mode content. I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Leicester City